Chapter 6 Changes Around Us. Topics covered in the chapter: characteristics of a change, kind of changes, reversible and irreversible changes, physical and chemical changes, energy changes. Human beings are born as babies and with time they grow into adults. Seeds change to become small plants and then become large trees. We grow and increase in weight and size. Flowers blossom. Day changes to night and night changes to day. Our hair and nails grow. Cooking of food, rusting of iron, movement of things, stars, planets, changes in weather, etc. are examples of changes that take place all around us every day, and in fact, everything shows change. Many of these changes take place on their own, whereas many of them are brought about by human beings. We will study these changes after classifying them into groups according to their similarities so that we can understand them in a better way. Characteristics of a change. In Activity 1, you have realized that there are many changes that take place around us daily, such as cooking of food in the kitchen, change in temperature during the day, rusting of iron, spoilage of food, etc. A change can be defined as an essential difference to an object's configuration, that is, change in the shape and size, like squeezing of a ball, state, that is, from solid to liquid, melting ice, or liquid to vapor, boiling water, and vice versa. Process, that is, changes accompanying heating, cooling, etc. Quantity, that is, loss or gain of mass or number. Qualities, that is, change in color, becoming hard or soft, and vice versa. These are some of the possible indicators of a change. Kinds of changes. In your previous classes, you have learned that there are many possible ways in which we can classify the changes. A change can be of any of the kind, slow or fast. The slow changes include rusting of iron, setting of cement, fermentation of sugar, etc. The fast changes include blasting of a cracker, a response to change in environment, etc. Periodic or non-periodic. The periodic changes include the rotation of the earth on its axis and revolution around the sun. The rotation of the hands of a watch is also a periodic change. Desirable or undesirable. The desirable changes, such as cooking of food, change of seasons, etc., are helpful to men. The undesirable changes are those that we do not want to happen, such as rotting of food, an undesired fire, a thunderstorm, etc. Do you know, depending upon your requirement, we can speed up or slow down a change. For instance, rusting of iron can be stopped or slowed down by us. We can apply grease or a coat of paint on the surface of the objects made up of iron. Cover of paint or grease prevents rusting of iron. Reversible and irreversible changes. Some characteristics of reversible and irreversible changes are described below. Reversible change. The change which can be reversed by reversing the condition or removing the cause is called a reversible change. Some reversible changes are conversion of ice into water by heating and that of water into ice on cooling, glowing of an electric bulb, stretching of a rubber band, plugging a field. Irreversible change. The change which cannot be reversed even by changing the conditions or by removing the cause is called an irreversible change. burning of paper, wood, etc. Paper, when burnt, gives ash and smoke. We cannot obtain paper back from the ash and the smoke. Therefore, this change is irreversible. Aging of living beings. We cannot make an old man a child by any method. Therefore, aging of living things is an irreversible change. Change of milk into curd. You cannot get milk back from curd. So, it is an irreversible change. Growth of plants. A tree cannot be reversed back into a plant or seed. Therefore, growth of a plant is an irreversible change. Rusting of iron. You cannot get back iron from the rusted iron by a simple process. That is why rusting of iron is an irreversible change. Do you know there are changes which may be classified into more than one type? For example, formation of curd from milk is a desirable change, a chemical change, a slow change, and irreversible change. Difference between reversible and irreversible changes. Some points of difference between reversible and irreversible changes are given below. Difference between reversible and irreversible changes. Reversible change, irreversible change. 1. A reversible change is a temporary change. An irreversible change is a permanent change. 2. When conditions are reversed, the substance or object gets back to its original state. Substance or object cannot be reversed back to its original form or state even when conditions are reversed. Examples: stretching of a rubber band, melting and freezing, dissolution of sugar in water, glowing of an electric bulb, burning of coal, conversion of milk into curd and cheese, growth of plant, etc. Physical and chemical changes. Physical change. A change in which only the physical properties of a substance get changed and no new substance is formed is called a physical change. A physical change is generally reversible. Some common changes which can be classified as physical change are breaking of a wooden stick, stretching of a rubber band, conversion of water into ice and that of ice into water, evaporation of water, dissolution of sugar in water, inflating a balloon. Chemical change. An irreversible change in which the composition and chemical properties of the reacting substances get changed and which cannot be reversed by reversing the conditions is called a chemical change. Chemical changes occur only under suitable conditions. Some common changes which can be classified as chemical change are burning of coal or wood, burning of a candle, electrolysis of water to form hydrogen and oxygen, ripening of fruits and growing of a plant into a tree, bursting of a cracker, rusting of iron. The sugar, upon heating in a china dish with glass cover, first turns brown and starts melting. The glass sheet over china dish becomes foggy. If you continue heating, the sugar mass turns black, forming charcoal. It is not necessary that substances undergoing both these changes must be different. A substance can undergo both physical and chemical change under different conditions. For example, breaking a matchstick into two smaller pieces is a physical change, but burning a matchstick is a chemical change because after burning, you are left with a black residue which is different from the matchstick. You cannot burn it like matchstick again. What you observed in activity 2 was a chemical change. The sugar upon heating, resulted in the formation of charcoal and water, each of which is different from sugar. The changes in which a completely new substance is formed after the change are called chemical changes. The ripening of fruits, roasting of potatoes, preparation of soap from vegetable oils, fermentation of grape juice, roasting of iron, curdling of milk, etc. are all examples of chemical changes. In each of these changes, a completely new substance is formed, which cannot be reversed back into its original form. Some substances can be used to speed up or slow down the chemical changes without undergoing any change themselves. These substances are called catalysts. An example of catalysis is chlorophyll, which speeds up the rate of photosynthesis in leaves of plants. A chemical change is represented by a chemical reaction which includes both the starting substances called reactants and the end product formed after the reaction called products. A chemical change can be represented as shown below with a sign of arrow. Reactants to products. If heat involved is there, it is shown in the reaction as reactants upon heating gives products, or reactants gives products plus heat. The chemical change that occurred in activity 2 can be represented as sugar on heating gives charcoal plus water. When you dissolved washing soda in water, the change was a physical change. When you added lemon juice to the solution, a chemical change took place. With the reaction between lemon juice and washing soda, in this reaction, carbon dioxide gas was produced, which extinguished the burning matchstick brought at the mouth of the conical flask. The change you noticed in activity 3 is a chemical change in which the products formed are completely different from the reactants. Washing soda plus lemon juice gives carbon dioxide plus other products. The lemon juice and washing soda have no effect on fire, but the carbon dioxide produced during this process extinguished the fire. To check it, bring a burning matchstick at the mouth of the flask before adding lemon juice. Similarly, bring a burning matchstick near lemon juice. You will observe no effect on the burning matchstick. This shows that the product formed, carbon dioxide, is absolutely different in properties from the reactants. Similarly, the mixing of sulfur in iron fillings is a physical change, as iron fillings can always be retrieved by magnetic separation, but upon heating, a chemical change occurs because of the reaction between iron and sulfur, forming iron sulfide. Iron plus sulfur gives iron sulfide. The above examples prove that physical and chemical changes are different. The physical changes are temporary, which can be reversed as they do not involve formation of a new substance, but the chemical changes are permanent and cannot be reversed. They involve the formation of a new substance, which is a result of a chemical reaction between reactants. The chemical changes take place when a substance is heated. The sugar, activity 2, underwent a chemical change only when it was heated. Similarly, in kitchen, the food undergoes a chemical change only after heating or frying, like cooking chapatis, etc. The solutions of two solid substances or two liquids are mixed. You have observed in activity 3 that the reaction occurred only after the lemon juice was added to the solution of washing soda. It means that for a change to take place, between two substances, they must come in each other's contact. A solid is added into a liquid. Take a few grams of quicklime in a 250 ml beaker. Add 100 ml of water in the beaker and observe the change. Immediately upon the addition of water, a chemical reaction takes place, resulting in the formation of slaked lime with evolution of heat. Quicklime plus water gives slaked lime plus heat. Similarly, when you add a solid metal to battery acid, the reaction takes place in which hydrogen gas is released. A solid is exposed to a gas or a liquid or both. For example, the reaction of iron with oxygen and water vapors present in the air results in rusting of iron. Similarly, because of the reaction of silver with air, silver develops a fine black layer on its surface. The electric current flows through a substance. Some substances, such as water, on passing of electric current, undergo a chemical change. These changes are called electrochemical changes. When electric current passes through water, it brings about a chemical change by breaking water molecules to produce hydrogen and oxygen gas. Water on electric current gives hydrogen plus oxygen. Sunlight falls on an object. Some chemical changes, such as photosynthesis or taking a photograph, are possible only when sunlight is available. The chemical change on the film in camera occurs only when light falls on it. These changes are called photochemical changes. Take the correct answer